Are you trying to build your credit and need to figure out if a buy here, pay here dealership will help your credit score and credit history? Then this video is for you. As important as credit has become in our society, the education around it and money management is virtually non-existent. And with so much misinformation out there, it is crucial for you to know how to approach your credit building strategy. So let's find out how, or even if, a buy here, pay here dealership can affect your credit score. What's going on, my beautiful people? My name is Mark Beneke, a proud member of the Westland Auto team. I've been in the car and credit industry for nearly 20 years now, specifically in the buy here, pay here world, and I'd like to share what I've learned over the years with you. In today's video, we're going to break down how a buy here, pay here dealership can affect your credit, both positively and negatively, and some best practices that you can adopt to make sure that you stay on the right track. By the end of the video, you should know how buy here, pay here dealers can affect your credit, the difference between buy here, pay here dealers that can change that drastically, and the tips that can help you maximize the credit building opportunity that these types of dealerships can provide you. Let's get to it. So how does buy here, pay here affect your credit score and history? This will depend exclusively on what type of in-house dealership you choose. If you go to one that only provides you financing, then there's no effect on your credit at all. Nothing for your credit score, nothing for your credit history. Sure, you'll be paying off a vehicle, but you're at their mercy from then on. If you try to go to another dealership down the road or apply at another bank, they will never know if you paid it off, if you had any late payments or anything. And I can tell you that I have not come across any banks that will just take your word for it. But let's just say that you do come across another dealership that's willing to call up the other place and ask proof. Well, then you better hope that that buy here, pay here that you went to is going to tell them the truth. But I don't really foresee that happening because what they'll most likely do is pick up the phone and call you and let you know,
oh, why don't you come back to us?
And on and on and on and on, the cycle keeps going. Sure, you'll be building some form of credit history, but only with them. No one else will ever know about how well you ended up paying.
Do you know who I am?
I have absolutely no idea.
But here's a tip. If you're already in this type of situation, or let's just say it's the only option that's available to you, ask them to provide you with dated receipts. Make all of your payments with a credit card, debit card, or a check, and have them email you after every single payment confirming that they received the payment. This can at least serve as time-stamped proof that you made your payments on time, which will hold a whole lot more weight. It's not foolproof, but at least you're not depending on them to do what's right by you. So instead of risking all of that, let's just make sure that we find the right type of dealership first. And that means finding one that does report your payments. Because in this case, they act identically to a traditional type of lending. Each payment that you make gets reported to the credit bureaus. That establishes a new account, and then over time, it creates payment history. Since it's a car, it's considered a heavily weighted account since it's a higher amount and you're able to manage it consistently. This means that it tends to build your credit score quicker than other types of accounts. But obviously, this will also depend on how much is in your previous history that it needs to counteract. Now, because of the fact that it behaves similar to traditional lending, you also have to understand that it can be like a double-edged sword too. If you make late payments, you can expect that heavier weight to negatively impact your score. If you miss a payment, you can expect the same. If you get a repossession, that's going down on your credit history as a repossession. Even if you end up getting the vehicle back and paying it off, it still goes down as a repossession. It just shows that you paid it off after too. It's keeping track of everything that happened during the time that you were paying off your vehicle, good or bad. This is where there's a lot of misconception around this topic. A lot of people assume that buy here, pay here dealerships will only ever show the good, while a lot of other people assume that it'll only ever show the bad. It doesn't work that way. It strips you bare for all to see. So you gotta ask yourself, how good do you want to look under that robe?
You like it?
So if you're serious about building your credit, if you keep up with your payments consistently, you can expect a huge bump in your credit score. A solid credit history is everything. And if you couple that with staying consistent on the rest of any loans that you might have, you're adding a massive compounding effect. So we mentioned that there's different types of buy here, pay here dealerships. So let's take a look at the difference between buy here, pay here dealers, because this is where they can make the biggest difference on how they affect your credit. There are bad in-house dealers. There's mediocre ones. And then there's phenomenal ones. The bad ones will not report to credit. Hell, they'll barely do anything past sell you a barely functioning car. Mediocre ones, they may report to credit or they might not, but they'll have a program that'll at least allow you to be able to make it through it successfully. Just really nothing that shows that they care about you or any additional help to help you through the process.
I don't give a Keisha.
Now, the phenomenal ones, they'll structure your financing specifically tailored for you to help you instill good habits around building your credit and money management. They'll take the extra time to sit down with you and set expectations, explain how credit works, how saving and managing money works, and most of all, explain what their goals are for you so that you can understand their entire process of holding you externally accountable to help you build up your credit and solidify your own internal accountability
What does that mean?
or your habits around building credit and money management. This is exactly what we do at our own Buy Here Pay Here dealer. We analyze your budget with you ahead of time and then structure your entire payment plan to fit your income. We also sit down with you before we ever sign the contract to cover expectations, credit, savings, and the best practices that you can use to give you the highest opportunity to succeed through the program. We explain exactly how our program works and what we hope to be able to help you accomplish. But ultimately, it's up to you to accept our help.
Well, you can't do this to me.
I'm sure at some point you've probably heard the saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink.
You know how much I sacrifice?
Similar situation. We provide all of our members all of the tools that they need, even ways to try to make sure that they can stay focused on what will make the biggest impact for them. But ultimately, it's up to them to pick up the tools and use them. Credit affects your life so much that it could either help your family or make sure that they stay stuck in a rut. And by not taking it seriously and learning about it, you are guaranteeing that you will place yourself, your children, and their children in a losing battle. It's the exact reason why we take it so seriously and do everything possible to make sure that our members do too. So because of that, I have a tiny favor that I would like to ask your help with. All of us here at Westland have seen how destructive not getting in control of your credit and your money can be to your life. We feel that it's our duty to try to help anyone who is ready for our help. Our Drive and Thrive program provided through our Buy Here Pay Here financing focuses not just on providing our members a safe and reliable car, but an entire program structured on allowing them to focus on using the tools to learn about building credit and managing money so that they can implement our step-by-step guide and make a lasting impact on their life. So if you're in the Fresno area and you know somebody that could use our services, all I ask is that you be kind to them by letting them know about us. Not only would you be rewarded for it, but you'd also be helping someone else better their life. And if you're not in the Fresno area, then all I ask is that you be kind to someone, anyone today. It doesn't have to be this massive grand gesture. Something as tiny as paying somebody a compliment can go a very long way. Thanks. Now, hopefully this next part can help you too. Here's the best practices that you can implement to help you with Buy Here Pay Here's. The biggest thing that you absolutely need to do, find a Buy Here Pay Here that reports to credit. That is a non-negotiable.
No exceptions.
Or use the tip from before if it really is not a possibility for you. But once you're there, these are the best practices that we've seen from our most successful members that you could adopt and hopefully see the exact same rate of success for yourself. The first, split up your payments into how you get paid, meaning that if you get paid weekly, then you make a payment weekly. If you're paid every other Friday, then pay every other Friday. The second, pay extra. Even $20 can make a massive impact in the long run. The third, open up a bank account if you don't already have one and set up automatic payments. The fourth, which is very important, learn about, then make, then maintain a budget. The fifth, set money aside for any kind of repairs or emergencies. Because let's face it, they're only emergencies when you're not prepared for them. Avoid taking out any other loans while you're paying this one off.
Don't even think about it.
Communicate frequently with your account rep and always follow through with your promises. And the last one, surround yourself with other people that are trying to accomplish the same thing. Podcasts, videos, social media, and other people that are trying to build their credit and make a difference in their life. The more that you can surround yourself with this, the more centered and focused you'll stay on making sure that you're following the right road. Use the guidance, the education, the support that is out there already, and also be that same support for somebody else. Now, I know this is all easier said than done, right? 100%. So Let's start off with the area that we have personally seen our members struggle with most: budgeting. So to learn step by step on how to create a solid budget for yourself, check out this video right here. And if you'd like to figure out how to spot those bad buy here, pay here dealers and make sure that you can avoid them, we've also got this one right here. Don't worry, you don't have to pick one or the other. Just pick them both. Thanks, and I will see you there. Okay, bye.